Hello and welcome back to Lunch at the Market for this Monday. Today we're adding to last week's gains with a few today in the broader market. Earnings continue to be ahead of expectations, and for us it's no surprise that stock prices are just a simple math problem. You take earnings, multiply by 4, multiply by a market multiple, and you get a pretty good price target for stocks. It's likely that we're going to start getting price targets for the S&P for next year out soon, and our price target of $12.15 on $85 in earnings with a 14.29 multiple will get bumped to $12.86, which is $90 in earnings with a 14.29 multiple. This is about 100 S&P points higher than we sit right here, so we think that the rising stock market continues into next year, pending some sort of terrible legislative overhang that we are all surprised by what we see out of the elections. Today, it looks like the only real trade is NetFlix, symbol NFLX. You can sell the 150-145 put spread for that expire in November for 75 cents. The 150-140 put spread for $1.33. The 145-140 put spreads for 55 cents, and the 145-135 for 92 cents. The 145-135 put spreads look really attractive, as the stock will need to fall $21 to get you in trouble, which is bigger than 10% loss in the next 26 days. If the stock does continue down, it's likely that we'll add to this trade to take an additional credit. Separately, the JP Chase November 36-34 put spreads can still be sold for 41 cents, which is not a terrible trade at this point, with the stock still $1.20 away from the short strike. We will likely have to roll our BAC short 12-10 put spreads down and out if the stock continues to muddle around here. There are lots of rumors of Bank of America going back to single digits. If it does, we'll load up on it again and look for a more modest exit price this time. Admittedly, when we hit $18 and change, we should have unloaded the entire holding, but we still think the stock will be back to $25. The obvious question now is, when will we see that? Looks like much later is the answer at this point, but with the book value of the bank closer to 13, we'll continue to accumulate the stock at these levels and below and be ready to unload higher. If Goldman Sachs get closer to 150, we'll look to sell put spreads at 140 and lower if we can get decent premium. Jefferies looks terrific. Selling those JEF 22.5 naked puts was a great trade for us for months. Should have added some calls to it with the broker on its way back to $25. Hope your weekend was a good one. It was very nice to wake up and see Oregon #1 and Boise State #2 in the AP Top 25. It's getting closer and closer to a Ducks versus Broncos championship game, which you know Brad is just giddy for. We're hoping not to have to root against Auburn, TCU, and Utah to get there, but if we do have to, we'll hope for every single undefeated to go down until it's just Oregon and BSU left. What a dream come true it would be to see those two schools duke it out. Could easily see over 125 points scored in that game. It would be amazing. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to mention us on Twitter, and we'll see you tomorrow.